Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review. So I've dumped the advent calendars for tonight, sadly, because tonight was a special release from Nottingham-based Neon Raptor Brewing Company. It's their fifth release of Centaur Army. There's somebody out there who will know more than me, but certainly had it last year. Absolutely loved it, and today wanted to get down to the brewery. Literally, it's 3.5 miles away from my house. Get down to the brewery because this sells out quick. So here we are, barrel aged Centaur Army. Look at that. To be fair, the artwork looks the same as last year's artwork. Same colour scheme, at least, as far as I know, anyway. I've slept since then, so it looks the same to me, anyway. So 13.5%. Doesn't say on the can what barrels it was aged in. So just move that out of the way. Good evening, Addy. I've seen something come up, but the bloody mouse was over it. So here we go. This indulgent Centaur has been aged for 9 months in bourbon barrels to add notes of vanilla, molasses, and oak to the smooth, balanced layers of chocolate, caramel, and peanut butter. And our good friend of the channel and the top class Neon Raptor beer reviewer, Craft Beer Basic, Dave, he was actually drinking this apparently at 8:30 this morning. I seen the video at 10:30, but I didn't realise he was drinking it at 8:30. 8:30, that's legendary. Yeah. Good evening, Darren. Dog's getting better. Yeah, she's starting to come out. She's still nervous, still cows, but she's getting there. So we'll crack this open. Hopefully it's not too lively. Don't want the wife's Chromebook to get it. Oh, I taste that bloody peanut. Oh. So thought I'd give homage to, a brewery that Neon Raptor were good friends with, as were Black Iris and Liquid Light, Bang the Elephant as well. Totally rude. This time last year, I went to their barrel tasting over at the Totally Tapped, and shocked as anyone to discover their demise, sort of thing. Good evening, John. So here we go. 13.5%. Just reached room temperature. Good evening, Costa. Yeah, last year the barrel aged Neon Raptor was absolutely stunning. Good evening, Mr. Stout King. Had these last time, both amazing impies. Peanut butter in an impy is the perfect combo. Yeah, I think last year I only had the barrel age and not the normal one, but this year got both at the same time as well. Peanut on the nose, just letting the air get to it, as with any good beer, especially an impy stout that's been aged in a bourbon barrel. Letting the air get to it is absolutely critical. We want to taste it at its absolute best. Like I said last year, it was stunning. So at the tap room tonight, the normal one was a £5, a third. This one, the barrel aged one, £6 a third. I did also pick up though Krampus Night Christmas Impy, a third of that. I think that was £4. And then Colours of Abundance, the collab, £5. Beer of the year for you last year. Oh, awesome, Costa. Have you ordered it again this year, just out of curiosity? Apparently the beers are flying out. I was at Neon Raptor earlier. Didn't do any videos inside. A bit dark inside, to be fair. But they had a 12 box of their beers, their monthly beers. They're like their standout beers. £89 for the 12 box. If I had the money, I'd have got it. But sadly, not always can you afford things. So, but yeah. So, a couple in before me, they went and bought the 12 box there and there, that buff. And yeah, amazing. Let me just turn these notifications off. Yeah, can't be done with that when I'm trying to talk. Good evening, Carla. Imperial Stout on a Monday while live. I'm drinking A vocation chocolate stout. Well, yeah, to be honest, just make sure I've turned off the, there we go. Yeah, I've been down to the brewery, spent 40 quid in the brewery on session IPA, another session IPA and a double IPA, and then 4 Impy Stouts. So yeah, 2/3 and 2 cans. So yeah, I shall be drinking the Impies tomorrow. No advent calendar. I'm back on the advent calendar tomorrow night, hopefully. Yeah, just thought I'd have a night off and drink some nice hype beer and try and beat wonderful to see Lumiere again. And good evening, Adam, Mr. Merseybears. I hope so, Stout King. Nothing this year. No, they haven't brewed it. And personally, for me, Lumiere needs to be basically not just a year. I would have it as a core range stout, or at least a twice a year stout, maybe in standard form and maybe in different barrel age form, because it's such a stunning beer. Yeah, I went down today after work. Yeah, straight down after work. Got there for 10 to 5. And like I say, bought 2 cans, 5/3, 39 quid for the lot. Put it into Panda bottles, already review free. And not that they touch the sides, not when it's 4.5% and 5% and then an 8%. Yeah, it's only like drinking a normal pint of 6%. Goes down easy. And so that's why I'm on this now. And I thought I'll just do one live review tonight and get on something extra special. This last year was absolutely amazing. Keeping them both for Christmas Day, fair play. I've got some amazing Christmas Day beers. It's having those nice beers on the run up. I've skipped day 9 because I have to nip out in a bit, fair play. But drinking day 10 as alcohol-free beer from United Arab Emirates. Tastes like appetizer. Well, that's different. Would love to try some Neon Raptor. Never seen it here. Never seen Neon Raptor. What part of the country? And I tell you what, if you've never seen Neon Raptor, it's the release of these, Carla. So they're big beer of the year. Centaur Army, barrel age, non-barrel age, Finland. Rightio. If there's any breweries in Finland, Neon Raptor are big on doing collabs. Any decent breweries in Finland that are, craft beer breweries, get them to contact Neon, message them and ask them to contact Neon Raptor for a collab. You'd be surprised what might happen. They may well come over, do a collab, and bring their beers. And not many there when I got there, but I was there first. So about 8 of us waiting outside, to be fair. Plenty of craft breweries, rightio. Any craft breweries that are well known internationally? So, yeah, they're up for collabs. Oh, beautiful peanut butter on the nose. You can smell the chocolate and the caramel. Yeah, I parked at Lidl, so I was out of the way from the worst part of it. Yeah, managed to sneak out back onto the main road quickly. Oh, bloody hell! Big, thick. Just starting to get that bit of barrel come through. Remember, and I'm sure most people here know that anyway, that the longer you let the air breathe, Blue Monkey Brewery are having a taste today, Carla, down in Giltbrook. I'm sure it's in Giltbrook and not in Arnold. I'm sure it's at the brewery. But well worth going down, Carla. If you can get somebody to drive and so you can drink, some of them Impy Stouts are well worth a try. And then you buy the one, if you fancy them and you've got the pennies, buy the ones you want. Exactly. I would say Blue Monkey are getting better and better and better all the time with their craft beers. Yeah. I put Blue Monkey, especially with them 6 craft barrel aged beers, certainly in that bracket with the likes of Bang and Neon. Yeah. You don't really see barrel aged stuff from, not much anyway, from the likes of Black Iris. Castle Rock haven't done anything like that. Lincoln, none of the other local breweries do anything close. So they certainly put themselves, already are a massive, mega modern traditional brewery, but certainly, yeah, certainly interesting for Blue Monkey. It'd be interesting to see if Blue Monkey gets Nottingham Craft Beer Festival this year. Personally, I'd like to see them go, and so they can showcase some of these top beers. Obviously, I don't understand. I don't know the politics behind the Nottingham Craft Beer Festival, so that's slightly beyond me. Yorkshire, never visited Vocation. Would love to. Hebden Bridge. I'm sure Adam knows better than me. I'm sure Hebden Bridge is where they're actually based. But whether I know they've got like tap rooms sort of things elsewhere. Leeds, Manchester. So, whoa, that is tasting lovely. People keep messaging me on my phone. I'm doing a live. You have to wait. Exactly, Costa. Let it warm up. Oh, barrel at the front, chocolate and caramel, and the peanut slides in round the back. Yeah, you can't bit of peanut round the back. But yeah, it slides in and just filters through your teeth. Oh. In some ways, I wish I'd have bought two, because you damn well know it's not going to last. Like I say, if you are a fan of these beers and you like the sound of them, you need to get yourself into gear. Whether you can afford them or not, that's another thing. Tap room's got kegs, so you know, again, it's not going to last long. It's one of their hype beers. Neon Raptor did a collab with Salama Brewing Co. from Finland. Rightio. Didn't know that myself, Adam. Near Halifax in Yorkshire. Fair dues, fair dues. Salama's just down the road from you, Adam. Rightio. Makes you wonder if it's worth nudging them and asking them to have another collab with Neon, or asking them to bring Neon's beers over. That'd be the thing, you know. Went to Asda in Daybook after work and bought a haul of craft beer. They nearly have all cans of beer priced at £3, with 4 for free included. 4 cans of craft beer for £9 these days is very good. Yeah, if you've never had them before, definitely. Yeah, I've had most of that range. So I definitely want to get to Vocation. There's lots of places. You know, it's a craft beer fan. Neon Raptor also did a collab with Vocation last year. Barrel Age. Oh, it was a stonker and all. And I wonder if anybody at Neon Raptor ages the beers. If you don't ask, it'll never happen. Sometimes to ask them, to say to them, any chance you could get Neon Raptor over for a tap takeover in Finland, and maybe a re-collab, another collab in the Finland. So I'm going to let this. Oh, I can feel it. You know when you can feel it on your head. Jesus Christ! I mean, it's only 13.5%, but. Oh. And some people on to me about taking the labels off the cans and putting them on their wall. I've never done that with cans, but it might be an interesting thing to do. You've got a few cans of the Siren Breakfast Stout. Have you reviewed that one? Over time, I have, yeah. I've got the new Siren cake ones, the Impies. I've got all 4 of them for Christmas. So Christmas Day onwards, I'll be reviewing them. Got some great beer reviews lined up for Christmas. £13.50 for the can. Remember, ABV, and also remember this year, more than any other year, duty. The government's duty on cans. So what would have been probably 11.5, 12 quid is now £13.50. And you'll find this amongst all Imperial Stout brewers. Bang the Elephant tonight have put their beers on, their Christmas beers. the Emperor's Brewery collab, and 2 others. And yeah, they also are quite, 40 quid for free. It's going to be interesting to see what the demand is. Good evening, Benjamin. This jumped in straight in. Yeah, this beer overplayed, and only because I want to wind Rory up, Craft Beer Basic, in a nice way anyway. He's probably already half drunk, to be fair, because he was drinking at 8:30 this morning. Bless his little cotton sockies. Although he's not little, calls himself the big lad. It's sound blow, absolutely sound. And not 40 quid for 3 beers, mate. 40 quid for 8 beers. So 2 cans, 5 thirds. 2 of those thirds are Impies. One's a double IPA and 2 sessionables. So yeah, going forward, it's going to be interesting to see what we all buy and that. And I do see craft beer Impy stouts coming down in sizes. How long people can afford big cans is going to be interesting. People with money can afford anything. People on the budget, maybe not so. And I've had to cut back on my beer, certainly my big beer buying, for a long while. You will have noticed this year there was a time when I didn't buy any beers for months. Exactly, your outcome that you can spend. Some people live a good life and can spend what they like. And that's why craft beer festivals, a lot of the time, are aimed at those people and people who can afford to do that. Other people will drink the craft beer week in, week out because, it's not just about a beer festival for them. And to me, it's not about a beer festival. I can go down to a tap room anytime. So, especially local ones, obviously. So, anyway, cheers all. And I was going to get a third at the tap room, but I didn't want to be drinking that early and then trying to drive home. There's enough idiots on Nottingham's Road without me drinking a third of 13.5%. But the aroma, now the air's getting to it. It's really the peanut butter, the chocolate, the barrel. Wow. You just don't get these beers in supermarkets, We can all say that a supermarket beer is cheaper, and yes, they are. But this sort of beer, you won't see it in supermarkets. After drinking this sort of beer, can you appreciate a beer like Broadside? Do you feel there's something missing? I appreciate all good beers. Yeah. So I appreciate this beer because I know what's gone into the beer. The barrel aging, the base Imperial Stout, stunning. That's the base Imperial. But the barrel aging on this, bear in mind, it's sat in the barrel for 9 months, sitting there. It's an investment for Neon Raptor. It's a big investment, sitting there, hoping that nothing goes wrong with it. Because if it does, it's a lot of money wasted, in the grand scheme of things. And I'm not sure if they pay duty until it comes out the brewery. But if it did go wrong, it's a worry. Personally, I don't think we've had many good supermarket craft beers this year. Costa, I agree, mate. There's not been that many that are astounding. No. And I'm just trying to think then. And I can't think of many that I've really, really enjoyed. Good evening, Tad. How are you? Yeah, there's not many that I've thoroughly enjoyed in the supermarkets. I think one of my favourite supermarket beers of the year was the Black Forest Gatto from Northern Monk, which is in Sainsbury's. Other than that, I actually think that the Taste of Difference beers in Sainsbury's, the Winter Warmer and I might be wrong. There might be a beer that I'm forgetting. And I'm sure we've all had a good beer. Sometimes it's just a case of memory, remembering what beers. Rattle and Rum was amazing. Death Star Dulce de Leche, you're right, that was amazing. Vocation Mint Imperial, I did like it the first time I had it. Second time, I didn't rate it as much. I thought it was a bit too sweet the second time, so maybe And again, I absolutely wonder if it was actually a true barrel-aged Impy Stout from Vocation, because to have that in all them supermarkets across the UK, bloody hell, that's an incredible doing. You know, you've got to think about it. Barrels aren't that big, you know, they're not fucking 10,000 litre barrels. They're like so many, you know, I don't know how many litres they are, but they certainly aren't massive barrels. And it does make you wonder. I was going to say Northern. Yeah, I did like the Black Forest Gatto. There was a Vocation chocolatey beer that I liked as well. And that, Benjamin, is exactly what about spending the money on beers is about. It's about the beer, it's about the flavour, the experience, and you don't neck it. This is a beer that's perfect for a live review because it's going to take 40 minutes to review it, because I want the flavours, I want that aroma to come out. I want to appreciate. If you was in a pub, you drink 3 pints in the same time you've drank this. And I hear this all the time, but, you know, cost of beer. I do understand cost of beer. But if you're in a pub, in 40 minutes, you can neck 3 pints. 3 pints is £4.50 each. Same price. Yet this is 13.5%. And if you look at it like that, then you understand that you're not going to neck it. You're going to enjoy and savour. Bloody hell. And as it's the barrel's really starting to come through now. I don't think it's as intense as last year's barrel, to be fair, but I think it's actually complemented it more. I think the peanut, the chocolate, the caramel complement this barrel better than the last year's barrel. Strange that with barrel aged beers. I find some barrel aged beers work, and some. I had one last year from one of my favourite breweries, and it was a tad only sweet, to be fair. A good 4.75 coming up, although scores are irrelevant. They are, mate, because I feel that scores go up and up and up. And the only problem with that is that I did see a beer reviewer give a Siren craft beer 5 out of 5. Now, the only problem with that is you have no room for manoeuvre. No room. Which is why no beer has got above 4.8 on this channel. No beer. I gave 4.8 to a beer the other week, Raggy Avenue, if you didn't know. But yeah, and I gave 4.75 recently to a beer. Again, that was absolutely stunning. But no beer has ever got above 4.8. And will any beer get a 5? It's got to be some bloody beer. How does Centaur Army compare to Necessary Evil? It's a strange one, that is, and I think you'd have to drink both at the same time. This is where when I did do beer versus beer, which is only really predominantly supermarket beers, because I can't afford to put £10 beers against each other's, or more so. Necessary Evil is an amazing beer, depending on the variants you get, because obviously you got I think they had a triple sec Impy, Caribbean rum version. You know, I think they had about 5. I think they've had about 5 or 6 different versions of Necessary Evil. Stunning beer. Still need to get to Thornbridge Tap Room at some stage. Although, can you get a bloody bed and breakfast nearby that's cheap? Not in your Nelly. So expensive. So expensive in that area. It's like they think everyone's, you know, rich and got millions of quid to spend on a bloody overnight stop. I know it's Derby, I know it's the Peak District, but Jesus me, you know, not everyone's super rich. Only Raggy drinks 13.5 on a work night. Yeah. It's got to be done, hasn't it? You know, top class beer. Benjamin, I'm the same as you there. What is in the ingredients list of Centaur Army? I'll get back to that in a minute. Let's have a look. So, ingredients list: the barley, lactose, oats, That's all they say, actually. That's allergens. Don't actually say anything more, to be fair. No. They just mentioned the lactose, to be fair. But yeah, as for big beers, as you know, if we had unlimited money, and let's be fair, most of us haven't. If I had unlimited money, I'd be buying mega beers all the time. I would say there's probably an essence then, Carla. Most beers these days you'll find have got essences in, and they layer the essence. As far as I know, anyway. I'm only going on what some great brewers told me, but they'll chuck a bit of essence in every now and again, and layer it on, so you get those flavors of like the peanut, the chocolate, the caramel. So much is going to come from the malts and the original ingredients and that. But when it's in the barrel, I would assume that they may put a bit of essence in just to get it right, and they'll have a taste from it. That they'll have a little sample, just the brewers at Neon Raptor, they'll have a sample just to make sure it's tasting how they want it. It's quite the bloody art. Let's be fair, you can brew a beer at home, but there's an art to getting that flavor and getting them layers right. I'm glad it's not me. Have I ever homebrewed with lactose? No, but I'm interested in doing so. On the Raggy beer with Alter Ego, I did add lactose into that. Bloody hell, took some stirring in. I mean, I'm good at stirring, but bloody hell, it did. Lots of stirring, bit at a time, put it in and stirred it into the pour. And obviously that gives it the milky, gives it a bit of thickness, which obviously this has got a nice bit of thickness going in. Did put a video up earlier from the tap room showing the amount of casks in there. Never seen that many casks at Neon Raptor before, so they're obviously chucking the beer out. For me, they're smashing it on craft through kegs and key kegs and whatnot in cans, but also on cask now. So tell you what, I respect a brewery that knows what they're doing. They're using their heads. They're doing collabs across the world, tap takeovers across the world. One in Japan, I think there was, or certainly their beer was in Japan, because was it Josh or Tom? I can never work out which is which. Both got beards. One's got a slightly more red complexion. Yeah, absolutely smashing it. For a Nottingham company that are owned by two Derby lads, I'm sure they're both Derby lads. It's they're doing really, really well, and I'm super pleased that they're staying in this. Well, for the moment at least, that I know of, staying in the Snanton market. I think what they do down there in such a small space is unbelievable. Will they have a second brewery unit somewhere else, somewhere close by? Maybe. You never know. I did hear they've got a second base at Colic for mixed fermentation, as a lot of breweries have got. You'll find a lot of breweries have got a separate place for mixed fermentation beers, simply because you can't mix fermentation. Getting into the normal systems causes big issues, as far as I know anyway. Could be talking absolute shite, but there you go. Rightio. So the barrel drop in Nottingham, Doctor's Orders in Sherwood, and the Crafty Crow were all Magpie Brewery bars or pubs. In the case of the Crafty Crow, they closed the Crafty Crow down because the old part owners of Magpie, they just gave up on it, I think, which is a shame because it was an amazing pub. It's now reopened, thankfully. But the Barrel Drop and Doctor's Orders have now been brought by the managers who looked after those pubs. So both them pubs now are managed. The ones that are managed by Amy. Half cask ale. She manages the barrel drop. Lovely lady. And I don't know who manages the doctor's orders. I never really, even though the doctor's orders is closer, I've never actually been because there's nothing around there for me to go and visit. But I will get there sometime. But yeah, both breweries are Magpie, have a lot of Magpie beers on. They might get a bit cheaper as well. So there's still, in some ways, Magpie, the old owners of Magpie actually helped them buy it. So there's a bit of that going off, which is a good thing, really, because it helps Magpie, especially now they're brewing more craft beers, get more beers out there. Brewdog, yeah, these days, not so good, are they? Which Nottingham brewery would you choose to work for, given the option? Now, that is an interesting thing. Nottingham brewery. I'll tell you what I wouldn't do. I would not work in Nottingham city centre and pay to park at work, which I find is ridiculous. You know, you've got your own parking spaces. You've got to pay to park in your own parking spaces. Nottingham brewery, I'd love to work for. I would suppose in some ways, Neon Raptor for one, because of the type of beers they do. Funnily enough, Bang the Elephant, yeah, because of the beers they do. Blue Monkey for the beers they do. Red Dog Ales, Urban Chicken, but yeah. Could you run? I reckon I could run my own pub. I know what a good pub could do. Micro pub. If I win the lottery, that's a big if, obviously. But I'd love to open up a micro pub. You know, 4 or 5 days a week opening. Have a couple of days off because you don't need to be open 7 days. Have the right beers in. Tap takeover all the time. Have my own brew kit in the pub. You would got to have your own brew kit in the pub because you can sell your own beer cheaper and pay less duty. Ka-ching, ka-ching. I think that's how it happens anyway. I'm not 100% sure. But I think that's why tap rooms are a big thing these days. But that ability to do, I mean, I know all the breweries anyway. And I would have guest nights where we have guest breweries, meet the brewer. You know, I'd be getting all the local brew. I'm further afield as well. Tell you what, and obviously it would have a cracking beer garden because fucking hell, if a gardener can't have a great beer garden, there'd be something wrong, wouldn't there? But then also, I would, you know, given if I ever did win the lottery, I would do live beer reviews on YouTube and with the crowd and say, look, you know, what do we think about the beer? Taste the beer and get everyone to join in. I'm not a businessman though. That's the only thing, Benjamin. I'm not a businessman. You know, there are people out there who are businessmen. There's a thing about doing something because you've got a love of something. And then there's the other side of it. You've got to be a businessman. And they're both them things. I do gardening and I don't charge enough gardening because I'm not a businessman. Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky. Knowing the local craft beers as you do, as most of them are 30-something hipsters, or do you get older 50 fellas? Carla, you'll be absolutely surprised. The width and breadth of ages. You will get anybody from 18 years old to 70 drinking craft beers. And the amount of people I talk to, anytime when I go into a pub and we talk about beer, and these are people from those ages, and craft beer spans the ages. What craft beer does do though, is that the people drinking craft beer don't wallop it down. They enjoy. They sup. They enjoy. They aren't troublemakers. They enjoy good beer, and that is ever what it's about. Whichever brewery gives them free beer, not if you're running the pub. Lucky to have these Nottinghamshire breweries on your doorstep. Yeah. My favourite Hertfordshire brewery, Mad Squirrel, rightio. Quietly evolving, some good stuff coming. So obviously Mad Squirrel have been in supermarkets as well, haven't they? Morrison's most prominently. Good evening, Mark. I was lucky enough to go to Neon Raptor last month, and when I was in Nottingham for a few days. Not into sours, but damn, the stuff they had, there was next level. Dropped £10 on the peanut butter and grape sour. I was gonna pick that up tonight, Vampire, and I just bottled it because I thought I've spent enough, and I've got to be careful on the owed costings for the next few days. Just paid for a mini cask keg of Track Sonoma. Got it for my Breading Beer Festival. Absolutely amazing. Tasted so bloody good as well, even after a couple of days. Oh. So now the air's got to this. This is why you take 30 or 40 minutes to drink, not to mention the ABV, to drink an Imperial Stout, because you're drinking it out of a can, room temperature, from a fridge, but room temperature. The thickness that's coming through on this Neon Raptor beer, bourbon's coming through. It's not overly strong. This year, to me, it's more about the peanut butter and chocolate and caramel, but with a barrel edge to it. And that ABV, 13.5%, kicking its absolute backside. Going to drink it over Christmas, probably 23rd and 24th. I'm going to have some beer over Christmas. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of beer reviews. Maybe not so many Christmas steaks. I've got to try and be good. But the rest of the time, hey, I'm off for 2 weeks. Job's a good one. All breweries very different. Castle Rock Brewery, quite an older generation of brewers there. There's a younger lad in his 30s, but the others, you know, are a bit older. I'm not going to say how old, in case any of them listen to this and think you're calling me an old bugger. Navigation Brewery in the 30s. Blue Monkey, quite young actually, 20s and 30s at Blue Monkey. With older people doing probably some of the drayman stuff, cleaning stuff. Neon Raptor, late 20s, early 30s, I'd say. Neon Raptor. Beards, yeah, the lad I spoke to tonight, Beards. I'm sure he's their head brewer, who I spoke to tonight, big chap. And I don't know him, you know. I don't often ever see these people. When I go to the pub, it's like the people who serve the beer, not the people who make the beer. But the chap there at Neon Raptor tonight, I'm sure he's there. He's one of their head brewers or something. I might be wrong. He may just be. He may be the tap room manager. So I might just be wrong. But yeah, I mean, obviously, Bang the Elephant. They're 40 years old. I'm not sure if Nigel's 40, but I know Michael's just touched 40, I think. And got to be careful, haven't you? Because you know these people. And then if you say they're 40 and they're 30, they can say, "Hey, you cunt, fucking called me 40." So yeah, you'd be surprised that a lot of brewers are actually younger. Although some are in their 50s, you know, and some Limestone Brewery over in Stone, I'm sure he's late 50s, early 60s. So St. Peter's Brewery, 60s. But they're more modern traditional rather than craft. Urban Chicken, I think he's late 30s, I think. And got to be careful. Don't want to alienate anybody. Jack over at Lenton Lane, I think he's early to late 20s. I think so anyway. Christmas Day, I'll have 2 beer taps and working Boxing Day afterwards. Oh, that's a killer, mate. Got a couple of perfect draft kegs to crack open at Christmas. Fair play, fair play. So, looking at the time and bollockings from the wife if I carry on too long. So the bourbon barrel, yeah, it's kicking in nicely. I have no idea what the bourbon barrel is because it doesn't say on the can. Last year, I think it was Heaven Hill and Summit, but it's chocolate. So the bourbon's kicking in lovely. The chocolate's certainly straight behind it. Caramel after that. The peanut butter at the back end. See you later, mate. That is absolutely stunning. It's big, it's thick, boozy. But you don't taste the booze in the taste. No. It's well masked. I can just taste the booze at the back end myself. So, is this beer worth the hype? Is it worth getting? Absolutely flipping yes. Either from the tap room, £6 a third. In can, £13.50. Yes, you blame the Tories for their shitty duty. But an amazing Imperial Stout. The bourbon's lovely. It's not too heavy, barrel aged, but it's there. It works well. Peanut, chocolate, caramel, all there. They come and drop out. Absolutely amazing. Would I drink it again? Hell yes, you know this. Might have been longer reviews, to be fair. The Vocation Chocolate was this year. Siren Breakfast, maybe quite longer ago. Maybe. You have to check if it's the same sort of siren. So, out of 5. Wow. Bloody stunning. Good 4.7 out of 5 from me. A must buy if you can get it. If they don't sell out before you even try and get it. It's one of those beers. It's got hype and there's a reason behind it. And that is it for this review. Got to run. 8:42. Going to get a bollocking and I need to put some dinner on as well because I'm starving. And but thank you for watching. See you soon, everyone. Cheers.